Netflix reality stars, those who star in the online streaming service's original programs documenting purportedly unscripted real-life situations. Reality TV has dominated the entertainment industry over the last 25 years simply because of the format's high revenue return potential and simple production value. As of April of this year, a whopping 30 million households watched the premiere season of Netflix's Love is Blind, with their other reality shows like The Circle and Too Hot to Handle following closely behind and amassing impressive viewership. My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'm going to be remotely sitting down with Netflix reality stars to learn the truth about having one's life scrutinized and dissected for entertainment. Do these Netflix reality stars happily embrace their time in the spotlight? Or has the relentless scrutiny from having their life documented for millions of viewers left them feeling isolated and broken? Hey, Joey!
Yo! What's good?
Lauren and Cameron.
Hey!
Hello.
Chloe!
Hi!
Thank you so much for coming on and teaching me about the wondrous world of Netflix reality stars.
Thank you for having me on, bro. I'm pumped to do this. We're gonna have a great time.
So what do you guys consider yourselves? Reality stars, the fan favorite?
Regular people who happen to fall in love on reality TV.
I would say just a TV personality.
Influencer, reality star, all these things that like I never had in mind, I was never seeking.
Which reality show were you on?
I was on Netflix's The Circle.
Alana, don't lie. You love peeing in the shower.
We were on Love is Blind, which is a Netflix dating reality TV show.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?
So I was on Netflix's Too Hot to Handle.
I just feel like I need to release that sexual tension. Do you know what I mean?
Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah! Woo, woo, woo!
I feel like you gotta feel good getting cast on a show literally saying that you're too hot.
I know!
Do you remember what that audition process was like?
With this, it was like, just come on in and be yourself. And I was like, oh, all right, that's easy enough. And then tell us about your family, your mom, your dad.
We need you to kind of have a couple of meetings. We need to make sure you're not a serial killer, basically.
So you had a clean record, and that's all it took.
I did, yeah.
What do you think it was about the show that made it so popular?
It was the twist. 10 sexy singletons in a villa and say that they can't have sex when they love sex. They're gonna break some rules.
Why don't you kiss me then?
Cam and I, we didn't try to be characters. We were just ourselves. We really said what was on our mind. And I think that was refreshing for people.
Did knowing the cameras were rolling constantly affect your behavior in any way?
Don't get me wrong, you're always aware that there's cameras there and that it's rolling 24 hours a day. But it was never even a thing of like, oh, trying to put on a personality or put on something that's fake.
You do kind of just forget the cameras are there, but you're always wary. If I was getting changed, I would make sure that I had a towel wrapped around my bottom half because I thought, well, I don't want the whole nation to see my ninny.
And we don't want that.
No, definitely not. I'll give you one a fright.
And I would say after the first like third, fourth day, it was just like you kind of forget that they're there. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like you kind of get so wrapped into what you're doing, but it's just kind of like they melt away in some weird type of way, and I guess you just get used to them.
I remember we were in the pods and one of the camera dudes who was viewing the pod through this cutout, like banged up against the wall.
And you're like, oh yeah, there's people behind the wall peeping on me this entire time.
Right, but you don't think about it on the dates, and then some like little accident like kind of jogs your memory.
What was your most bizarre experience while filming a reality TV show?
I think I was a bit weirded out that there was mics in the beds.
Oh yeah, you were constantly being recorded even in the bed while you were sleeping, literally.
Yeah, like it was a bit weird for me, to be honest.
I guess they were monitoring you to make sure there was always room for Jesus between you and the person next to you as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say not being able to drop a deuce like you would want to, like.
Did you have to ask for permission?
You would have to like go into your mic and be like, excuse me, can you raise the cameras in the bathroom, please? And then you would see it slowly raise up. And then even if I had to go, and like, I'm a dude who wants to sit down, I want to reflect on my day, I want to think
Hell
about
yeah,
what's
man.
happening.
You need at least 20 minutes.
I want to breathe.
Yeah, that is your self-care, okay? I get it.
Bro.
I've been there. We all been there.
I don't think I strapped one time I was in that freaking place because I'm like, yo, they know what's going on. They know what's happening. I don't know if they're turning the mic off in there. And, you know, I'm eating my diet food. My stomach's killing me. That was a bizarre thing for me.
Before we learn more about the wondrous world of Netflix reality stars, I just want to take a quick moment to let you know that I just launched a new series where I investigate one ideology versus another to evaluate some of the choices we make consciously and unconsciously in our daily lives. That's my little tagline for it, but basically I dive into competing lifestyles or ways of thinking with my research team and we dissect them. We've got minimalism versus materialism, alcohol versus marijuana, even the age-old capitalism versus socialism, and baths versus showers. I've got a few episodes up on my Instagram page already, so go check that out immediately. And I know many of you may not use Instagram, but I honestly want to be challenged in creating new content on different platforms. So please let me know in the comments if my new series is actually incredible and it blew your mind. That's all I wanted to say. Now back to learning about the wondrous world of Netflix reality stars. People often debate if reality TV is in fact real in any way, and they're saying, you know, no, actually all it is some crazy diabolical plan put together by people in Hollywood to exploit people and it's all fake. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a load of bullshit. Reality TV is reality TV. 10 different personalities, chuck them into a villa. You do not need to tell them what to do. It wasn't scripted, it wasn't fake. I cried a handful of times and the emotions were real. They were very raw. We were being filmed 24/7.
Authentic.
Yeah, authentic.
Well, I think it's both. I think that our experience in reality TV was definitely very authentic to us and real. But I mean, I've definitely seen some shows where I'm like, I know that's not real. Like they staged the mess out of this. So I definitely think it's both. I mean, I think that there is a such thing as scripted reality. So it's kind of like a planned reality.
In my situation, there was nothing that was scripted. Everything was 100% real. A lot of people, you know, have found out after the fact that I'm an actor, so they think, I get that. Like, they're like, oh, nothing was fake or put on. Like, I don't know how you could force situations and things given the concept of our show.
The truth is, it's just actors tend to be the ones that are confident enough to go out to auditions, and at the same time, it's also saying that actors aren't real people at all whatsoever, ever. You could be a real person and also be an actor and then document the reality side of it.
It doesn't make sense, man. I just look at it as like, I get it. If I lived somewhere else besides LA and I just casually tuned into shows or something and I saw someone was an actor, I think anyone's natural instinct at that point is to be like, everything is fake, scripted, I'm heartbroken, how could this be? I'm done.
Were you nervous as each episode was finally airing?
I was. Just because it's like, we didn't see it before, so we were watching it the same time as the rest of the world. And it's like, of course you remember what happened, but like we said, it had been a year and a half after all of this had happened. So I'm like, did I forget some stuff? Like, you hope that they're gonna edit it like true to who you are, so you never know. They could have tried to edit it and make us seem like something else. So every episode was like, ooh.
You had to keep your relationship secret for an entire year and a half.
Yeah, that was frustrating for sure. Because you want to, you know, be proud of your relationship, especially in this day and age where you get to post about your life and stuff. And we had to act single pretty much.
I can understand how that would be nerve-wracking watching your relationship unfold for everyone to see, because you know how it ends. You know how the story ends. So you're watching that slowly unfold for everyone to judge you while it's happening.
Oh man, and our like supporters were going crazy. When I say some of those people need to be in the FBI, like they were matching paint like in our pictures, like, ooh, that's the same color paint on Cameron's picture, so I know that they have to be married. Like,
did any of these private investigators figure it out?
Like, of course we had to keep it a secret, but they were matching every everything.
I was a bit worried about them showing my ditzy side.
You've just got to be really patient with me because I'm not the brightest spark in the book.
People can judge you and like hate you for that. Like, why are you so annoying? You're so ditzy. But I'm such a loving person, so I don't care if I look a little bit ditzy. Like, I can hold a conversation and I'm kind to everyone. What more do you want?
If you could redo your experience on the show, is there anything that you would change?
I wouldn't change a thing, actually.
Nope.
Everything that happened how it was supposed to, and I'm extremely happy with the results.
Yeah, well, when you end up in a happy married relationship, I don't think that you have to change anything.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
There's nothing I would change.
No regrets.
I just don't like to live with regrets. I like to trust my gut instinct and make the best decisions I could in the moment. And even if it's something that doesn't work out well for me.
I think that's why you won, honestly.
You can't live with regrets, man. Life is too short and everything puts us on the road to be who we're supposed to be and the experiences with people that we're supposed to have.
No, I actually genuinely wouldn't. I mean, but the first thing that comes to mind is, I wouldn't have spoke to Corey. I would have just completely ignored him because I now know what would happen. But that was a lesson that I needed to learn. And girls are going to go through heartbreaks, and that was real. I didn't have the perfect love story in there, but it was a fucking relatable one.
Do you feel like you were always accurately portrayed on the show, or do you feel like there was any editing that was done to kind of bring the drama, to stir the pot?
They captured our personalities, but I definitely think that there was some editing that made it seem like every conversation that I was like, hey, I'm black, you're white, which is a real thing, and it is something that we addressed, you know, often on the show, but best believe every time we addressed it, it made that edit.
So while you talked about race, like 0.1% of your conversations, it kind of ends up looking like 10% of your conversations.
Yeah, I saw on like Twitter like a Love is Blind drinking game, like take a shot every time Lauren says interracial. I was like, that's not fair.
You know, some people had something to say about the rap that I did to Lauren's mom.
I'm feeling like a kid with you. You're my main chick, those other girls are previews.
I forgot about the rap.
And that was actually the thing I was probably most nervous of seeing on the episodes, because I was like, man, they're gonna edit it in a cheesy way.
Yeah.
And in fact, they did exactly that. They chopped the song up in a weird way and put this beat over it that didn't match the tempo of the rap. And I never criticized the production and the editing, but that was the one thing that I was like, man, there was no need for that.
Catherine Hudson wants to know if it was ever weird to react to things that had already happened when you were in the confessional booth.
It was hard because it may have happened like the day before or 2-3 days before, and we had to really like go back to that moment and relive it and talk about it like it was just happening.
Are they getting you to speak about it in first person?
Yeah, like we had to be like we couldn't say past tense like it happened this way. No, it's happening.
That's got to be weird. You got to change your entire way of thinking about those experiences as if you're living in them now.
Right.
Was there anything you learned about yourself through your experiences on the show?
I actually have a backbone.
The whole time you thought you were spineless?
I let people walk all over me all the time, to be honest. And when I was on the show, I think knowing that there was millions of people that were going to be watching, I thought, I can't let girls think that it's okay for a guy to treat them like this.
Have you used what you learned in that sense in your everyday life after the show?
Like before I went in the show, I was someone who would date guys for fun, sleep with guys for fun, I'd have commitment issues, and I'd let people walk all over me. And when I went in the show, I gained respect for myself, I started to love myself, I understood myself, and out from the show, day-to-day normal life, when I talk to guys, I've got a tick list.
So you have higher standards now, and you're not afraid to put your foot down.
Someone that has a job.
So being on a hit Netflix TV show, you're bound to have a bunch of fans. What's been your most bizarre fan interaction?
There was one guy DMing me trying to buy my socks or foot pictures, and me being me, I was like, all right, let's talk about this. What's the offer on the table?
I have a confession I've never told anyone publicly, but back when I first started going on YouTube in early 2006, You know, we were struggling. We didn't have money to like buy film equipment. There was no way to make money on the internet really at all. There was this dude that emailed me and asked me if he could buy the socks from this video that I was in. And I was like, this is creepy, but you know what? Name your price. He said $150, and I sold it to him. And that's what helped me buy the first camera that we ended up using.
That is awesome though, because you know what though? Who cares, bro? We all got a story, and like I hate when people try to bullshit and try to make themselves sound good. Like, yeah, you were struggling, homie wanted socks, and you provided the socks and the service.
That's right. He got what he wanted, I got what I wanted, and you know, I don't blame people for having fans-only accounts because why not, right? Round of applause to just giving people what they want. If you get what you want in return, everyone's happy. No shame.
I agree, man. I called my dad up and I was like, Dad, homie wants to buy socks. He's like, ask him what he's offering. Come on. He goes, I would tease him. He goes, I'd be a son of a bitch. I'd send him a picture of my big toe and tell him there's more in it. If you name a higher price, you'll get the whole foot.
What is it about being a Netflix reality star that's brought you the most joy?
Probably just seeing that people find our love story inspirational. Saying, you know, I was in a dark spot in my life and this kind of gave me some glimmer of hope, which is even hard for me to believe that that's possible, but I'm thankful that we could have that type of impact. That certainly wasn't what I anticipated doing this. I was thinking about my own relationship and I'm happy that people took that away and felt like it gave them some hope that they could find that type of love too.
I feel like many people haven't really been able to see a very healthy relationship grow and, you know, blossom from nothing to marriage and see what a healthy relationship could look like. So I feel like your guys' relationship, it has inspired many people to understand that they don't need to settle for less. They can find someone who shows such respect and admiration for you.
Absolutely.
I actually have a parting gift for you both. The best interviewer shirt in the inverted color black.
I love it.
I am going to ship this to you for free.
Yay!
Yeah. And you know what? You're both going to share one shirt right now, and it looks good on both of you. You guys fit perfectly in that one shirt.
Thank you.
All right, you got 5 seconds to shout out or promote anything you want directly into camera. Go.
My clothing brand is on my YouTube at chloeveitch, and my Instagram is chloeveitchofficial.
Be sure to follow us at Hanging with the Hamiltons on YouTube. Follow me on all my socials, Need4L Speed.
And also follow me, Cameron Reid Hamilton, that's R-E-I-D, on all socials as well.
Follow me on Instagram at joeysasso, Twitter, Joey_Sasso. Check out the Joey Sasso merch. It's fantastic, baby.
You need to subscribe because he is the best sort of a geezer I have ever had an interview with in my life. He is amazing. You need to subscribe.
I've never been called that before, but you know what? It felt good.
Good. I'm glad it did.
Thank you so much, Lauren and Cameron. I feel like I understand the wondrous world of being a Netflix reality star just a little bit more.
Thank you so much.
For
this
having
was a joy.
After spending the day with these Netflix reality stars, I've learned just how stressful it can be to have cameras documenting your every move and how much courage it takes knowing millions of people will see and judge your behavior. See you later. Bye, guys.
Press a like.
Cameron, I gotta ask, are you sitting in a chair or are you on your knees?
I'm sitting on my knees right now.
You're on your knees right now?
Sitting on your knees.
So
I thought he was sitting on the ottoman.
I'm trying to angle up to the camera.
Oh my God, babe.
What's
your
wrong?
Your knees are gonna fall off.
Are your knees bleeding yet?
Well,
I
if you could see the sitting situation, it's hard to
I didn't
frame
even
up.
realize that.
I just realized, I was like, I don't think he's in a chair there.
No. Well, I'm trying to get it framed up to the camera.
Oh my God.